You're listening to Metal and High Heels, the official podcast from the magazine about metal, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Hi, this is Jennie-Ann Smith from AVATARIUM, and I'm sitting here at the Tuska Festival together with our guitarist and producer Marcus Udell.
Yes, hello.
Hello there.
Hello.
I read your description of the latest album, Hurricanes and Halos, and there you said, I just wrote down a quote, that say a lot of people want to manipulate nowadays in society. And what do you mean with that? Do you have a concrete example? How do you want to define the manipulation?
I think it's sort of taken out of its context, but
that's
this
true.
This is probably from the release of our first single, Into the Fire, and we got a lot of questions concerning that lyric video. So we normally just, I mean, we feel that it's really important for people to make their own sort of interpretation or have their own thoughts and feelings about the music. When it comes to that lyric video, that is one possibility of how you can relate to the song. Because I think it's for us Europeans right now. Of course, it's been a very sort of important and topic. I mean, I think we've all been quite concerned about these right-wing political waves that's been blowing through Europe, and we've faced a huge crisis with a close war in Syria, of course. So, I mean, of course, I think it's difficult or impossible to be a European without thinking. You cannot not think about these questions.
Of course
but
not.
our music is not. I wouldn't say that it's political, but these are very, very important questions.
Yeah, you know, we're really not a political band in that sense, but if you talk about like manipulation and stuff, the thing, whoever said it, it's probably like politicians and religious leaders always try to manipulate people.
If there's too much power, you mean? Yeah.
To get more power, to get more money, and all that kind of stuff. And we have seen that, in all times. And the thing is, like when people talk about it, they usually talk about like 20 years, 50 years, 100 years, 1,000 years back when they talk about it, but it's still happening right now. And then you always have to be aware of that people will always try to, make you do stupid, crazy stuff in the name of politics or religion. But it's just someone who's messing with your mind to get what they want to have, because they want money. You know what I mean?
This is always a difficult question, I think, because I mean we are a band and we're a collective. We're 5 people together, and it's impossible for me or for you to be a spokesman for all. And of course we are. I might be more political than others, because I think we're not a political band, but I think art is always political.
Yeah. Should be, should reflect. This is what the society we live in some way, It's how it's supposed to be. But for us, I think we're more interested in like psychological stuff, and like if you go inside the human mind, and life.
The underlying
sides,
drive that sort of pushes behaviors.
But if you think in a small things like one person's mind, and then you put it in a bigger perspective, it's usually the same thing. Some people have more money and more power to achieve, what they want to achieve. So, but it's all usually. I guess it's the same. There are crazy people everywhere, and there are a lot of great people also around. So
of course.
You just have to learn to who you're gonna listen to. Don't listen to the crazy.
I think more significant for AVATARIUM is that we've since the start have been working with music that is very dynamic, and we've dealt with all these big topics and questions from the start, these existential questions, and I think that's significant for AVATARIUM. And we've both when it comes to the musical situation and lyrics, we deal with life and death, light and shadow. It's these big pencil drawings with AVATARIUM.
I saw also your latest video. What was the name? I'm sorry.
Start asleep.
Yes, thank you. That also looked very dark and like, a little bit like a nightmare. Do you want to maybe explain it a little bit more? What you thought about that video?
Well, we didn't. We had a producer. His name is Johan Båth. So he's directed that video, and he made his interpretation of the lyric. And the lyric is about insomnia, if you will, or a troubled sleeper, and what might drive someone to be afraid of stepping into that another level of consciousness, or that sleep is.
When you watch like small, I know Leif who wrote the lyric is like, he told me like when he watched his son, very young son, that didn't want to fall asleep, and he was like, why doesn't he want to go to sleep? What is it that scares him? So that he just wants to be awake. He don't want to go away to dreamland, you know. And that's what inspired him to write the lyric.
A little bit changing of the topic, away with the psyche. Nowadays, almost every band loads up their albums on Spotify, and I saw you also did. And do you think that this free access to music changes its value at all?
It's a very good question. I don't know. I don't think anyone knows the correct answer right now, but a little bit. I think so. Because it is a difference when you take like some money you earned and you make the decision to put it on a certain thing that you really want. You know, I remember when I was a kid, when I went to the record store and I watched all the new albums, I was like, okay, I can afford one. Which one shall I choose?
Yeah.
Which album will be the one I can go home and listen to? So that's a special feeling. And I still remember some of these choices I made. And I was like, I did that choice. Maybe I should have, but whatever. So in that sense, yes. But then again, it's also a very cool thing with Spotify to be able to just sometimes we use it and we talk about something. Oh, do you remember that old song? Oh, let's check it, and then we find it and we can listen to it. So that's also a nice thing. Unfortunately, it's not so good for the musicians, like economical wise. So the perfect solution would be if musicians got some money for it, then it would be better. But I think it's a good thing in many ways, because it's easy to find new music.
So you also need it in your personal daily life.
Yeah, I'm using it now and then, and but I think if you like more and more people are into vinyls now, and because it's a difference when you have the vinyl and you put it on and you listen to it. I think you listen to music in a little different way, and then you switch side and you listen to that. You can watch the cover, and to me, I like that. It's fun, but I think Spotify is probably the new radio, but people have the opportunity to. There's more channels, and they can also choose whatever they want to listen to. So it's good sides and not so good sides. Hopefully, the best thing is when people like it, then they buy the album and support the artist. That's a very good thing, because then the bands can keep on working.
Our magazine is called Metal and High Heels. We noticed that you wear high heels on stage, right?
Actually, it was the first time today.
Yes, you did, really. And how was it?
Because we knew you were gonna do this interview.
And we were there
that
for
would have
it.
been perfect. But normally I use my sort of these special UK edition Dr. Martens.
Okay, yeah.
But today I had heels because I have these flared pants, and I thought that would be nice. So how great! So can you tell us some more about the high heel. What
Metal in High Heels.
Metal in High Heels.
Yeah,
So,
our magazine
so you're
is called
profiled
so.
Towards women, or
Yes,
yeah.
we do. Somehow it just explodes. Our Pia is the founder, so she can tell you something
it's
about
just-
that.
Me and a friend, we were attending Metal Female Voices Fest a lot, which is a festival that focuses on bands with a female singer, obviously. And there we thought, okay, there's so many metal magazines and the world doesn't need another metal magazine. But there are so many women, and we can also talk about lifestyle. There are women who dress up really nice. So the idea behind that was to combine the music with lifestyle, fashion, beauty stuff for the metal scene.
Yeah.
And we just thought that metal and high heels would be a nice topic because it's quite obvious that we want to be read by a woman mostly.
Yeah,
a little bit.
but it's including for both women and men. Yeah, so that's great.
Definitely.
That's great. Yeah, it's there is this. Of course, it's a dominance of men, both men who are on stage producing and of course in the audience. So how great that you exist.
Today we had
You're doing this.
Today we had a girl doing a monitor sound for us.
Yes, we did. We had an excellent
Nice.
monitor.
The drummer actually said,
And
drummer
she-
Lars, he always said, it was like, well, and I said, well, it was great sound on stage today. He was like, yeah, it's always great sound when it's women doing the monitor.
Yeah.
And he's right about that.
Yeah.
Because guys usually have a lot more, they want to like prove whatever that they
Impress
know a lot of stuff.
somebody.
Yeah, they want to impress people, and that was what Lars thought about it, and I think he has a point.
Yes, I think women who concentrate on techniques and who
Yeah.
are interested in that, they have the focus and they don't
Yeah,
look left and right, they just do their job and they want to do their job very good because as a woman in a man's scene where more men are working, for example like agriculture, you have to be much better than the man to be noticed.
True.
Yeah,
That's
totally.
true.
Yeah.
And the ability to be really sensitive to the needs on stage. It's like, what is this person? What does this person need in this second? To be very sort of present and focused on the needs. That is the job. So yeah, it was a super good sound stage today. And I think we will have tour manager who's female this autumn, and when we tour in Germany, and there are more and more women, I think, in this business as well, and that makes me really happy.
it's a very good thing.
Yeah.
Really, let's get more and more bands like with like women, more and more anyway. But it's, I think rock and roll and hard rock and metal needs it because otherwise it's one way to refresh the genre. I think because people come in, like Jennie is coming in our band, you know, with the way you sing our songs, they would never sound the same with any other singer, male or female, it doesn't matter. But you're coming in because we have this heavy music and all that we do, and you're coming in with your perspective on it, and I think that's what makes our band unique, actually. If we, because it's a great band, great musicians, great songwriting and everything, but without Jennie-Ann, it wouldn't be as special. And that's good.
In Germany we would say it's the dot on the I.
Pricken över i. That's
you
what
can
we
say
say.
that.
The same. But I mean, it's you need
Icing on
to
the
be. You need to be in a sort of need to have an environment that is open-minded and that is focused on being equals. And I think that, of course, we're Swedes and we come from a society that is quite advanced. I mean, when it comes to gender and equality questions. So I think you're probably raised in a good tradition, but it is still hard. I read this week that women make 88% even of men's salary still, and there are different difficulties, but it's getting better.
Yeah. But I think just one more thing that I said, because what Jennie-Ann is doing with when you sing on the songs and everything is I think you really come in with the woman's perspective. How you kind of understand the songs and how you do it, because that's one of the things that I think there's a lot of like female fronted bands, so to speak, that people say now, when there's like a guy producing the girl singer and making the girl, and okay, you gotta be more tough and blah, 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 whatever. And I'm the producer, but the only thing I do is like, be yourself. More of you, more of you, more of you. That's the only thing. And I don't need to do that much anyway.
Yeah, I think that's a general difficulty in this business. There are too few female producers. So hopefully that will change in the future as well, to sort of make a healthier sort of situation around the music. So it's interesting. It's interesting.
But I always like, but it's the same with male singers to me anyway. I don't like when people just do the aggressive style all the time. I like when you blend things. That's why I like, we talk about Ronnie and Stio back in the days. My favorite albums with him is like the Rainbow albums, because there was like, there's a lot of gentle things going on and a lot of soft, vocals and just beautiful vocals, and then he comes in with power. And it's not many metal and hard rock songers that do that. Either they do the full power thing or they, do something else. So, and you have all these sides. To me, that's very cool. I like her.
Thank you. Well, no matter what, I mean, AVATARIUM is. We are 5 musicians first and foremost, and the great thing of being in this constellation is that we all have creative freedom. We being supporting ourselves, and we're supporting of each other in developing our skills and to try new things and so on. So that's really the key.
Everybody has big respect for each other. That's important in a band. It's also one thing that, because I've been in a few bands before and everything. So to me, I want a band like old school in the way that you have 5 individuals. You can, if you take one guy out and put in another one, you have to hear a difference. It's not going to sound the same. Most bands today, you take one guy out, it sounds the same, because everybody's like, that's what I mean sometimes when I talk about computerized music, because it's so edited and everything is so fixed, and everybody's using these kind of sounds that doesn't matter really how you play or how you do stuff. And you use backing tracks and click drum tracks computer, and all this stuff. A lot of bands, they play with so many backing tracks live, So it doesn't matter if you take one out, put in another one, it all sounds the same. And then it's like, to me, music is about humans meeting, doing stuff together.
It's not so handmade anymore.
No, and to me that's boring. So that's AVATARIUM is very much about 5 individuals trying to do something that we really care for. And if we have a bad day, you will hear it. The other bands, they sound like sound good all the time. But if you hear a real band, without backing track stuff, when they are on fire.
So you had a good day today on Tuska?
Today we had a decent day. The audience were very good. We had I think because we played a lot of new songs. We played 3 new songs that we never played live before. So there was some nerves involved.
Yes, definitely.
But I think we managed to do it quite good. I'm quite happy. But I think the audience was really, really nice.
Yeah, they were,
I would say,
focused and concentrated, and I felt a whole lot of love there in the contact with the audience. So that was great.
It was very good, and it's so nice. But it's the first time in Finland.
And actually, I mean, it was an early slot, but actually, we find that when that happens, I usually find that quite nice, because people haven't heard that much music, aren't tired in their ears yet. So it's like a fresh start, and you feel that there's a chance of making an impact.
Okay, I think one last question. We make a little not a real challenge, how to call it, I don't know. Do you both have selfie faces, typical selfie faces for fan photos?
Selfie faces. I don't do very much selfies, I think, or I probably try to look. I don't know.
Well,
what does it mean?
Yeah, that would be the next step. We
Okay.
have to do one.
Okay.
We're gonna do the selfie.